Okay, here we go. Now, if you look at number 1, I'm just going to go quick because I was walking around helping and a lot of you are doing this correct. So, but I want to make sure I give the right answer. So, here's how I do number 1. Like if I was taking a Regents and number 1 was something I had to draw, first thing I would do is I would see the pentane and I would say, all right, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So,
you're really good at that.
So there's my pentane. Then the next thing I would do is I would say, all right, what functional group am I dealing with? And I see dichloro, I go to table R, and I see the first one is where chlorines are. That's a halide. So I know this is a halide. So now what do I do? Well, what's the 1, 2 mean in the dichloro? Well, dichloro means 2 Cl's. The 1 and the 2 mean where they go. So you can put 1 Cl off of this one, 1 Cl off of this one, or you can put them over here. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to put one here, and that's it. That's 1, 2 dichloropentane. Okay, number 2, same thing. I would get to number 2, and I would first say, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my hex. Oic acid, what does that mean? Go to table R, look down. Organic acid, what does that mean? It means I need this functional group. I have to have that or else it's not an organic acid. So I need 6 carbons with that. This always is the first carbon. Now I know it looks like the last carbon the way we typically write it, but technically that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't really matter too much as long as you remember to put it at the end, which is the beginning. So there's hexanoic acid. Don't forget your bonds. Number 3. 3 was kind of tough. The functional group will always get a lower number. Always. So that 1 propanol means on the first carbon, 1, 2, 3, that's pro, that first carbon gets the OH. You can put the OH wherever you want. Left, up, down. You can put it over here too. Doesn't matter. So there's my propanol. That's 1 propanol. 2 methyl means on the second carbon, I have a methyl group branched off. So there's number 3. Number 4, ether. That's the first thing I would go to, right? I'm going to kind of the end of the name, right? Ether, so I know that must be there. Ethyl means 2 carbons. So on one side I have 2 carbons. This is just like the warm-up again. And then propyl means 3. 3 goes on this side. 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of redundant, but again, ethyl, propyl, ether. All right, and then number 6, because we did 5 already. Number 6, heptanone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the heptanone? The ONE means ketone. So I need a C double bond O on the chain somewhere. Where does it go? Number 2. Why? Because it says 2 heptanone. 4-methyl means 1, 2, 3, the 4th carbon has a methyl group. Make sure all the bonds are there. Now be careful, don't put a bond down here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't get there. So that would be number 6. Yeah.
On the Regents, oh, I just spit. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, it
On
happens.
the Regents, if you put a bond, like when it's not supposed to, will you lose all credit?
The whole thing, 0 points.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's 4 bonds per carbon. That's a big thing. In fact, we get like official answer keys that we print from online, and it says on these problems, if the student has 5 bonds off of any carbon or 3 bonds, basically anything before, no credit. That's why I stress it. So I constantly say, count your bonds. Make sure it's only 4 lines per carbon, because it's easy to make a mistake. I make them. I don't have to take the test. I don't want to be a jerk. I don't. You do. So don't make that mistake.
How come if New York State wants you to pass the test, like wants you to pass the test to graduate, but then they try to trick you into not passing it?
Well, it depends on the test. So like the biology curve is absurd. The algebra test, the curve is like, I remember Mr. Moore told me one year, I forget how many questions were on the algebra test, but the kids only needed like 15.
Yeah, we were talking about that last year.
Like
We
15
didn't
multiple
need
choice
that many
to pass. You get the rest of the test wrong.
Yeah.
So they only do it to the ones that you need to get out of high school. Chemistry, you can actually fail and still graduate. I don't want that to happen, but it's not like a necessity. So that's where they kind of make it harder. Does that make some sense? Sort of? Alright. Yeah, but it's kind of a joke. The things that you have to pass to graduate, you know, the joke is they raise the bar so kids can run underneath it. It's like,
You should only have
anyways,
to pass the
that's a
ones
whole
that
nother
you're gonna, like,
conversation.
go further
Um,
and follow it, so you,
Before
like,
I let you finish the back, I want to do number 8 with you. So look at number 8 on the back and go to have table R next to it so you can do this with me. Esters are the hardest to name. Esters are the hardest to name and draw. So here's how we do this. So number 8, we have this. And this. Okay. So I'm going to draw it the easier way under it so that you can look at both of these. So stay with me here because this is confusing. And the homework due Monday, you have to draw an ester. So we'll go over it again on Monday. Okay, so if you look at the example on table R, I believe it's ethyl propanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, it's methyl.
Methyl propanoid. So, I'm not sure how they have this. Is this how they have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way esters work is there's 2 parts to the name. The name in the front, the YL ending, so methyl ethyl propyl, is always attached to this oxygen. In other words, this carbon here is my YL ending, that's my methyl. These 3 carbons, so these 3, that's my prop. So that's my propanoids. So if we take that and match it to this side is ethyl, and then this side is my butanoate.
Oh.
So I'm using this to teach it because that's the best way and the only way I know how to kind of help you because it's kind of confusing. The YL ending is always attached to this oxygen. The other carbon, the double bond O and everybody else, that's the O8. I can't really make it any more simple. It is what it is. I always tell kids, hopefully they don't ask an ester on the regions. Hopefully they don't make you name one because they are harder. So I kind of did that one with you. I realize it. Your homework, you're going to have to do 1 or 2. So you'll give that a shot. We'll go over that Monday. And in lab 2 on Tuesday, yeah,